What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and it looks like Cassie started a wave of sexual assault lawsuits in New York City, and a lot of people are wondering, why is all this happening all at once? Well, I'm going to break that down as to why. But first, let's get into the new lawsuits that have been filed amongst a lot of high-profile superstars, celebrities, one of them being Jamie Foxx, the NYC mayor, Eric Adams, Guns N' Roses singer, Axl Rose, former president of Bad Boy Records. He also got accused of doing things crazy. So a lot of lawsuits are coming in. Let's break down some of these that people are getting accused about, and let's talk about why it's happening all in a flood like this at once. After the Diddy one, another big one that came in was Jamie Foxx. It says here, actor Jamie Foxx faces sexual assault and battery charges in a lawsuit filed on Monday with the New York State Supreme Court. The alleged incident occurred in 2015 at Catch NYC, a popular New York City restaurant, according to the complaint obtained by CNN. CNN has reached out to the representatives for Foxx as well as the plaintiff's attorney. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, claims in the suit that Foxx intentionally and without consent used force to offensively touch plaintiff's person, including the complaint alleges Foxx seemed to be intoxicated at the time of the incident. As a result, the complaint states that the woman suffered and continues to suffer physical and emotional injuries, anxiety, distress, embarrassment, and economic harm, and is seeking an unspecified amount. The plaintiff is also suing the restaurant's parent company, Catch Hospitality Group, and various related business entities as defendants for negligent hiring, training, and supervision. A representative for the company was not immediately available for comment. So that's what's going on with Jamie Foxx. A woman said in 2015 he did some stuff to her at a New York City restaurant. So that's crazy in itself. Then you got Bill Cosby, which we already know. There's been a lot of Bill Cosby stuff, but there's been new stuff filed for Bill Cosby. A woman who previously accused Bill Cosby of sexual assault has filed a lawsuit against him. In 2014, journalist and publicist Joanne Tarish told CNN the actor had been sexually assaulted her decades prior when she was a teenager. These alleged incidents are repeated in the lawsuit filed Friday in New York City Supreme Court. Of course, Bill Cosby, he actually got, prison time for that. So that's a whole different situation itself. And that's a whole, unpacking a lot of that. Cuba Gooding Jr., the actor, he had two lawsuits filed against him on Wednesday. Two women accused him of groping them in 2018 and 2019. So that's fairly recently. Some of these things are a long, long time ago, and some of these are a couple years ago. And the question here is, why file now? What's going on? And that's exactly what I'm going to break down once I go through these other new lawsuits that have come out. Guns N' Roses single Axl Rose, he's also getting accused of stuff, but this one's a long time ago. The article says a former Penthouse magazine model sued Axl Rose Wednesday, claiming the Guns N' Roses singer raped her in 1989. Model and actress Sheila Kennedy, identified as the plaintiff in the complaint, alleges that Rose violently sexually assaulted her after they met at a New York City nightclub, and is suing the singer for an unspecified amount for the battery, assault, gender-motivated violence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. According to the complaint, the incident occurred when Rose was at the peak of his commercial success and alleges he used his fame, status, and power as a celebrity and performer in the music industry to gain access to manipulate, control, and violently sexually assault Kennedy. As a result, Kennedy has suffered severe emotional, physical, financial, and psychological distress, according to the complaint. We expect that Sheila Kennedy's decision to file the suit will be an important turning point for the music industry. Dr. Ann Oliverius, chair of executive committee at McAllister Oliverius, said in a statement to CNN on Wednesday. So that's that. And then now we got also Bad Boy former president. The former Bad Boy president's name is Harvey Pierre. He has been sued for sexual assault by an ex-assistant. Pierre allegedly groomed and sexually assaulted the female employee, whose identity has been kept secret in the mid-2010s, according to court documents obtained by Rolling Stone. In her suit, which was filed in New York City County Supreme Court, the alleged victim claims that the record executive sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions from 2016 to 2017, causing her physical, emotional, and psychological injuries, along with pain and suffering. So it's essentially the same thing as everybody else that's been sued this past week. In a statement to Rolling Stone, a Bad Boy spokesperson said, "We have recently become aware of the lawsuit filed in New York by a former employee. The allegations are from many years ago that were never brought to the attention of the company. Neither the plaintiff nor the executive are current employees of the company. We are now investigating the allegations, and our top priority is safety and well-being of our employees." Another person that got sued that was big name is Jimmy Iovine. He used to be the former CEO of Interscope Records, and he had that joint business deal with Dr. Dre for Beats by Dre. And then he's retired from being this Interscope CEO. I don't really know what he's doing now. I think he's just kind of chilling because he is fairly older now. So he's kind of done what he did. But he's getting accused of sexual abuse and harassment in a New York summons. So Jimmy Iovine has been accused of sexually abusing and harassing a woman in 2007, as detailed in a newly filed summons. According to Pitchfork, the document was filed in Supreme Court of the state of New York City on Wednesday, November 22nd, by a woman who is currently only identified as Jane Doe. Doe is suing for assault and battery, as well as violations of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act and the New York City Human Rights Law, alleging she was sexually abused, forcibly touched, and subjected to sexual harassment and retaliation in August 2007. A spokesperson for the Interscope Records co-founder told Rolling Stone that they were shocked and baffled by the summons. This inquiry is the first we've heard of this matter. No one has ever made a claim like this against Jimmy Iovine, nor have we ever been contacted or made aware of any complaint by anyone, including this unknown plaintiff, prior to now. While the summons has been filed, a lawsuit has not, but it is forthcoming according to the report. Why is this all happening? Well, look at the running theme here. It's New York. Everything is getting filed in New York, and there's a specific reason as to why. Because there was a law passed last year in November 24th, last year 2022, that allowed a 1-year window of anyone that got any type of abuse done to them by anyone. Doesn't matter, high power, low power, regular person, exec, anyone that got abused at any time frame. It doesn't even matter if it was decades ago, like the Guns N' Roses. It happened in 1989. That's decades ago, long time ago. Doesn't matter the time frame. You can, come forth and sue the person or put up a lawsuit or whatever the case may be. So that act expires November 24th, 2023. And once it expires, it goes back to the regular laws of you can only, sue and put a lawsuit if it's within a certain time frame, because there is statute of limitations when it comes to, claiming these type of things. Because if it happened decades ago, it's like, it's kind of hard to kind of prove that it happened and so on and so forth. So that law is expiring. So let's go over the law. It's called the New York Adult Survivors Act. And the Adult Survivors Act, which went into effect in late November 2022, lets adult victims sue over attacks that occurred even decades ago. The law has given adult survivors of sexual assault 1 year to file lawsuits against the perpetrators and is set to expire November 24th. So by the time you watch this video, it's essentially expired. So back in 2019, they extended the statute of limitations of sexual assault lawsuits to 20 years. So you had a 20-year window that, right now it's 2023. So if something happened to you in 2003, you could file this year. But anything before 2003, you could not file. So the Guns N' Roses situation, that was in 1899. She could have not filed anything. But a lot of these ones that are coming up right now are actually fairly recent. 2017, 2018, and one was 2015. I know the Diddy situation was all over the place, but that was like 2010, 2011, 2012. So it wasn't too far away. I mean, 2012, 2013 is like 10, 12 years ago, whatever, 10, 11 years ago. So that is quite some time, but still, it's not too far away when it comes to these type of situations. And a lot of people are wondering, why don't these people come forward immediately when this happens? Lots of reasons, especially if it's a powerful person. You can get scared for your life. A lot of these people have money and can do things to you that, a regular person can't afford to do. And, with money, it can affect people's lives. But then there people are saying, oh, people just want a money grab. But a lot of these people suing are just doing it for the money. That could also be true. We don't know. We don't know what, if these things go to court or if people settle. If Diddy settled immediately, because I think there's actually evidence in that case. Based off of what I was reading the documents, it said that there was video footage recorded of, Cassie doing things to other men, and Diddy had it. And, Cassie at one point had it, I think, and it just got really, really, muddy and crazy over there. So that makes sense. He settled it immediately because I'm sure there would have been evidence coming out. A lot of these other things, though, like proving a 1989 case is going to be very, very, very hard. That lawsuit's going to be something that's going to be, I don't know how can you prove that, other than the girl took a photo with him during that time. That's it. So it's like, how can you, prove all that stuff? Anyways, for New York, it's 20 years. If something happened to you in New York, you have a 20-year window now. It did get extended in 2019 because it wasn't like that before. Roughly 2,700 complaints have been filed under New York's Adult Survivors Act during the 1 year it's been open. So 2700, when it first opened in November of last year, Donald Trump immediately got hit with it, and a couple of other high-profile people. I can't remember. Harvey Weinstein, I think, as well. So they say usually when these type of things open, right when it opens, they get hit with a lot, and then towards the end, they get hit with a lot as well. So it's a window that you can file at whatever time, and it gives you more power to kind of speak your truth of what happened to you. And then after this, it's going to be a lot harder to kind of just file these lawsuits and get through the whole process, the legal court process. So that's why you're seeing a flood of these things happen, and I'm sure there's going to be more. By the time I record this video before tomorrow, it's probably going to be more people who get accused of it. Now, what is true, what isn't, we don't know. We weren't there. A lot of these are going to go to courts. Some of these are going to be settled behind the scenes, and people aren't really going to know, or they're going to know, but it's going to be like very quick, like how Diddy, boom, 1 day, 2 days, and done. But 50 Cent was right, man. What he said about, hey, Diddy settling this is just going to cause a floodgate of people coming in even more, and that's exactly what's happened. It's a floodgate of people because they're like, hey, if Diddy settled that quickly, why wouldn't Jamie Foxx? He's got money to blow. Why wouldn't, the Guns N' Roses guy? Why wouldn't NYC Mayor Eric Adams, which is wild that he's getting accused of it too. He's probably mad as hell. But if these people did these things, they deserve every bad thing that's coming to them. We don't know though. That's the thing. I think keeping even kill on this and staying middle ground in this situation is the best thing to do. Taking sides is never the right thing, because there's been cases where, especially there's this football player, I think, that got accused of, doing things to this woman, and she sued him, all this stuff. Turns out there was no evidence. It wasn't true. She lied. She admitted she lied, ruined his whole football career. And, things like that happen. And I think there should be repercussions to someone who sues or accuses somebody of crazy things like this. There should be repercussions to those people. But unfortunately, the way the law is, there is no repercussions to them. They should get repercussions. If they're accusing someone of something that can destroy their whole image and life and career, they should get, their life destroyed as well for accusing someone knowing that they're lying in the situation. But unfortunately, our laws in America hasn't matured to that point of common sense yet, because a lot of things just don't make sense in the court. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who do you think did it? Who do you think didn't do it? Do you think it's a money grab from people? Do you think it's not? Do you think some are telling the truth, some aren't? It's very, very tricky. A lot of these things are very old. Some of these are fairly recent, not too recent, though. There hasn't been any filing that I've seen from 2020 and up. It's been mainly 2000. I think the earliest is 2019. That was the earliest one. But yeah, a lot of people got sued, man. L.A. Reid as well. I forgot to mention ex-Grammy CEO Neil Portnow. Lots of people, man. Some people who I don't even know, but just people getting sued left and right. What's funny about seeing this is the court of public opinion and what people assume automatically is, like people already are taking sides. Like when Diddy got accused, the court of public opinion on Diddy is very bad. Like publicly, people, like just the opinion from us, general people, general population, is not good for Diddy. A lot of people are assuming he did it. But when Jamie Foxx got accused, a lot of people were like, no, not Jamie Foxx. He wouldn't do such a thing. So, it's interesting. It's really interesting to see how everything's going to play out. And, with this Survivors Act expiring, this is your only chance in New York to complain and do something about what happened to you. So I think Cassie filing and it going so public gave a lot of people more power to do it as well, because they were like, if she can go public with something huge like that, and that was a bomb when it dropped. Now it's like all these other lawsuits dropping. It's like, it's not really headlines like that, like it was when it happened to Diddy and Cassie. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on this, and hopefully that clears up as the reason to why all these lawsuits are coming in. It's a Adult Survivors Act that came into effect and is expiring literally tomorrow as of the making of this video. By the time it's November 25th, it is officially expired. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $3 a month, you can get my videos uncut and raw the way I intended them to be, but couldn't because of YouTube. Plus, you also get access to our Discord community, where we have a great community talking about hip-hop and various other things. It's very dope. So only $3 a month. I'd really appreciate the support. Also, follow us on social media at QuakeGW and at Diverse Mentality. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.